Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Danbury, Connecticut for our Ninja Mania World Ninja League head-to-head test qualifier. Very excited to be just 1 hour away from the location of the 2019 World Championships, Hartford, Connecticut. We've got one of our course designers, Ryan, right up there. Very, very dedicated team out at Ninja Mania, setting up one of the craziest, most unique events that we have. I'm King Casillas alongside Billy Dixon.
Hello. Thank you very much, Kane. Hopefully, today is going to be very, very nice. I am very, very excited. If any of you guys have watched Gauntlet before and you like the Ninja versus Ninja aspect of that, get ready for this because this head-to-head racing format is going to be very, very good. Obviously, Ryan Tanner as well. Great course designer. Great course designer coming in here for Ninja Mania. For the course we're going to be seeing today. Been around for a long time, pretty much been around since the league started, actually. Been here for many years. He likes the long works, you know. And with that course design, it's going to be amazing, man. I'm telling you. Kane, would you like to tell us about the format today?
Absolutely. We have quite a unique event here. Again, this is a test qualifier. And so while we are excited about the opportunity that this presents for the World Ninja League, there's always some things to iron out. But hopefully and ideally, we have a very good event going on. As you can see, we have our athletes in the young adult male division sorted into a bracket, 1st through 8th. The 1st seed is facing off against the 8th seed, 2nd against 7th, and so on and so forth. Our courses will follow the challenge course format, but with a little bit of a twist. Some of you might recognize the challenge course from your Season 9 qualifiers and from the World Ninja League Premier Series, where athletes get 2 retries and obstacles get reset for you. While that still applies to our races, one difference the timer will not be frozen. Typically, your timer stops when you fall on a challenge course. This time, in order to allow the race to continue mid-run, the timer will not be stopping. Now, this could be a bit of a wrinkle for the athletes who fall, really puts emphasis on perfection in these races. Now, at the end of the day, we're going to have 4 winners moving on to the second round in this winners bracket. For the 4 who fall short against their opponents, they'll be going into the comeback bracket. This is a double elimination event, folks, which means that these ninjas essentially have 2 lives in this format. It's not going to be one and done for them. Even if they lose their first race, they'll get the chance to redeem themselves and could still fight all the way to the finals.
Absolutely, and also have a look at some of the names we've got on the table currently. Some names here may stick out to you. Kane, I know that you may know more of these than I do, but I definitely know about Ryan Harsher in the second race. This kid has over 100 competitions of WNL under his belt. That experience is definitely going to come in here. When some of these competitors have either never or have had very little experience on a Ninja versus Ninja course. So I think that experience from Ryan Harsh is going to play in very, very well. Do you have any competitors to look out for?
Absolutely. Definitely want to watch out for Alex Fodor. Know him very well personally, and he's a very technical ninja. Precision and efficiency is going to be so important on these courses, especially since you'll be doing it over and over again the further you get into the competition. And I think that longevity in, that endurance in all of these athletes, I think that really shines in Alex. I think he could really, really demonstrate his skills on this stage. Also, another one to look out for is Christian Hart. Christian was the winner of the Barbados Ninja Throwdown in 2022 and 2023. It's not very often that we see a champion back to back in Barbados. So that's a very, very rare stat to have. I could see big things coming out of Christian.
Another good thing to note about Christian is that he's also been training the past couple of months for these speed courses. Only had one experience on a head-to-head race, but I think that might as well... That may be considered a lot, considering that not too many of these competitors may have had a lot of experience on it. Like I'm looking through here, not too many of them have had it in competition. Some of them may have practiced it, which is great to have that semi-experience underneath their belt. But for those who may have had no experience on a Ninja vs. Ninja course, the best of luck to them. Best of luck to all of these athletes here today.
Absolutely. Very excited to see what we've got going on. And then we also are going to have our adult male division running in this stream as well. We've got 4 athletes in the adult male division, but it doesn't look like we're going to take our time here. We're going to jump right into the first race with Lucas Shanamian and Ryan. Pardon me.
Okay,
And
and
they're
they're
off.
off, it looks like.
Very quickly through the Bosus on both of them. The ring toss, Ryan taking a huge reach, not wasting any time as he's onto the fidget spinners now. Ooh, a fidget spinner into a UFO.
Like
Nice
that, going
turnaround.
around the world. Onto these pendulums over here. Nice grab over there. Significant lead.
Uh-oh, but Lucas goes down. He's going to have to wait.
A little bit of a pipe slider. Ooh, nearly misses it there, but nice save. Another slider coming in hot here.
Onto the cliffhangers. Pops right off. Lucas trying to get the hang of the rope over there. Ryan taking advantage of the time that he has, of the space that he has. Popping through those sky hooks very quickly.
Ooh! Barely slipping out there, but with that nice recovery, he finishes the course, though.
Pardon me, that was Lucas, was that? Oh, that was Lucas. I'm so sorry about that. Lucas, you did great. You get the credit you deserve. You will be moving on to the next round, while Ryan Tudrin will be advancing to the comeback bracket. We're now going to be facing our second race. Ryan Harsha and John Sapienza. Now, Billy, you said you know Ryan Harsha quite a bit. Why don't you tell us a little bit about him?
Ryan Harsher, again, as I said earlier, over 100 competitions under his belt. You would think with that, it comes with all that experience comes with maybe a bit of translation into Ninja vs. Ninja with all that speed and precision as well. Coming out of Stanford Ninja Academy, coached by a fellow competitor who's going to be in this competition very soon, Joe Morovsky, and they're both off.
You can see both really making reach. John goes for the skip, but misses, costs him a couple seconds, and now he's just a step behind Ryan.
Precision coming in hot here as... Ooh, Ryan takes a bit of hesitation there, but regardless, he links both of the discs and now going both of them very, very close together. All it takes is one mistake from Ryan. Oh my goodness
John
me!
makes a move. And now they're both neck and neck. They're going back and forth right now, Billy, onto the pipe slider. They're going to both launch, pop, pull back, and dismount. Ryan's locked in, gets out of there. John taking an extra swing. He's got to move if he wants to catch Ryan.
Ryan coming in onto the cliffhangers, clearing them onto this balance over here.
Oh no, John goes for a big move. Misses out and gives Ryan a bigger lead. Ryan's going to dismount and hit the buzzer. He will be moving on, while John will be facing Ryan Tudrin in the comeback bracket.
Sad mistake for John is that I could kind of see that he was trying to link a bit more, which I don't blame him really, because again, it is a speed course, but very unfortunate that that sad exit. But regardless, his chances in the comeback bracket, we'll just have to wait and see. Now, the next bracket, Christian Hart and Jack Tudrin. Christian Hart was a name you dropped earlier, Kane. Tell us more about him, please.
That's right. As I said, Christian Hart has a stat that not many people have. Went back-to-back with wins at the Barbados Ninja Throwdown in 2022 and 2023. Perhaps he'll go for the three-peat this year, but right now, he's facing off against Jack Tudrin. They're going to be going head-to-head right now. These are some very fast-paced races. You got Christian on the right, Jack on the left. Both jumping up to that ring toss, making big reaches through. You can see Christian doing a bit more of a match and grab technique. Pulls through a little bit faster.
Oh my!
Jack misses the rope.
Looks like both of them are trying to retry here. Jack also missing looks like the final step as well, unfortunately. This is giving Christian a bit of a lead here. Trying to build momentum here, grabbing the rope. To safety, moving on.
You can see there.
Here. Oh my goodness.
Holding his head, might have hit himself in the head with the bar.
Yeah, it doesn't look too good. Gonna have to fight through here.
Meanwhile, you can see Jack working his way through slowly but surely on that TikTok.
Gives him a couple opportunities to maybe catch up. Oh, the dismount!
Down goes Christian
slider.
With his second fall on that obstacle that will cap his run off. Jack Tudrin gave it his best shot, but Christian Hart did make it further with fewer fails. Did not fail the same obstacle twice until that bar. That's going to give Christian Hart the win, sending Jack Tudrin into the comeback bracket. As you can see there on the bottom of your screen, you have Ryan Tudrin and John Sapienza in the first matchup of the comeback bracket. We'll see them a bit later. Jack Tudrin will now be facing either Nix Young or Alex Fodor, while the other will be facing Christian Hart.
Indeed they will. That race was just a testament on how tough head-to-head racing can be. You know, like, if you fail an obstacle, very difficult to come back from it, but we could see the perseverance very much so. Now, the next race, here we go.
You got Alex Fodor on the left, Nix Young on the right. Oh no! Alex makes a slip on the ring.
This is giving Nix a bit of a head start here.
Very calm right now out of Nix. Going to spin around a bit on that UFO. That's going to give Alex a couple seconds to pull through.
Ooh, nice technique there, spinning around right before the next backswing.
And it looks like Alex might have actually fallen a second time, or was just waiting for that reset. Either way, Nick's Young pulling very far ahead.
You can see a lot of trust in Nyx's arms here. You could see earlier in the course he was also just trying to go on one hand, trying to preserve his momentum going through, and that's definitely paying off here. A reasonable lead as Alex is now going into the pipe slider.
You know what? I think this is really when experience starts to come into play. Alex hasn't had a head-to-head race before, but Nyx, on the other hand, raced in last year's FINA finals. And it pays off for Nyx Young as he hits the buzzer. Alex closed the gap actually very well, made it to the last obstacle as Nyx was dismounting.
Yeah, that gap closure could actually pay off very well in the comeback bracket, now that I think about it.
Absolutely. And that's the beautiful thing about the comeback bracket. While Nyx got to fly through, Alex got to show his potential to an extent. The comeback bracket's going to allow that to fully shine as our athletes are going to fight for their lives now. So on the top of your screen, you see Lucas and Ryan Harsha. They will be racing to move on to round 3, while Christian Hart will race Nyx Young. On the bottom of your screen, we see Ryan Tudrin and John Sapienza racing. But it looks like we're going to jump right into the adult division as we have Tyler Wyman racing Ethan Alavrides. Both with different techniques on the ring toss there. Tyler slightly ahead. Grabs the
head-to-head racing. Head-to-head racing obviously has quite a delicate approach to it, even though you got to be very, very careful. Now, the cool thing about Ethan is that he's currently working on getting his pilot's license, which actually translates very well to this competition, taking a lot of variables into account. Ooh, look at that. A lot of trust in one of his arms there as he slides across the rope.
We see Ethan a little twisted up right now. He had a bit of a slip on that balance obstacle, giving Tyler the ability to pull ahead. You can see Tyler also rocking the Ninja Mania jersey, repping his home gym at this competition. Very smooth, and now he's on to the last obstacle, onto these skyhooks.
Ethan swinging about in the background, trying to gain as much time as he can, whilst Tyler finishes the course in a very respectable time.
Great run out of Tyler, able to use that reach as well. What a wingspan, gets that static on the skyhook. Ethan had a little slip up on that balance obstacle, and Billy, we're seeing a lot of people trip up there. What do you think is what do you think is causing that?
Overall, I think it's just maybe a lack of experience and maybe nerves, you know, because nerves are obviously still present in most runs here today, if not all of them. But that's just a regular thing in Ninja, you know. You got to try and persevere, especially in head-to-head racing. You know, the pressure of someone else being against you can obviously play to your mind. Now on to our next race, we have Nick and Dylan over here. Dylan coming out of Ultimate Obstacles.
We can see Nick coming out of the Windsor Ninja Academy. Neither of these gentlemen have had the most amount of head-to-head experience, so this is a bit new for them, a bit of uncharted territory, but they're making the most out of it. Again, got to be careful on those balance obstacles. Don't want to rush through them, but you want to be fast. Definitely a tough medium to find when you have the pressure of someone else right next to you.
Absolutely. Usually in Ninja, it's just you versus the course. That mantra is flipped straight on its head with head-to-head racing. No pun intended there, of course. Trying to build momentum here onto the rope. Oh, very nice save. Maybe a bit of a slip there on the rope, but regardless, the grip strength definitely paying off there. Very far ahead, you can see Maybe taking that to his advantage, knowing he's quite a bit far ahead. Ooh, foot tap there out of bounds. Maybe another thing. Try again here. Oh, very close as well. That is his second attempt on there. That'll bring this to a close, unfortunately. Very, very good race out of both competitors. Here we can see the adults here. That makes Nick and Tyler onto our next matchup here, and then the comeback bracket is comprised of both Ethan and Dylan. Now, one thing to note, of course, whilst these competitors may not fully have the most experience, that first run that everyone would have had there, that counts as experience. So now that they know what to expect out of a head-to-head race, you never know what can arise now. Here we go, Ryan and John. No, that was the wrong bracket. It looks like it's Ryan Harsher as well. See Ryan getting chalked up there. Getting ready to go. That experience that Ryan has maybe equaled out by everyone else here today, as now everyone knows what to expect from a Ninja vs. Ninja course. Oh, looks to be a little bit of confusion there. Okay, here we go. Ryan and John coming in. Last sip of water before the course, a standard. Quick chalk up. A bit of that confusion there. Might have mentally played both athletes, but let's hope that it both for both of these it turns out very well. Waiting to go here. Off they both go on the ring toss.
We can see John with a slight lead over Ryan right now. So he gets on to obstacle 4, obstacle 5 now. Takes on that TikTok and is moving much more confidently.
Yeah, it seems to be linking everything.
These athletes have the skills necessary to defeat this course with ease. Perhaps that pressure or the unfamiliarity with the obstacles at first is what caused early wipeouts, but definitely not stopping John right now.
That's the great thing about head-to-head racing and Ninja as a whole. We get to see their progressions on the course here in any way, shape, or form. Looks like Joe's coming up to the skyhooks over here, trying to link these movements very nicely. One more backswing and he's at the buzzer, ladies and gentlemen. He wins.
Congratulations to John. He'll be keeping his run alive in this competition. We're going to come down to 6 athletes after 8. John will survive in the comeback bracket. Fortunately, that is the end of the road for Ryan today.
I'd also like to say it's very interesting to note how the beginning of that whole situation was like at the beginning before the race, you know. Bit of confusion with the running orders at the actual location. No worries about that as they both went on to do their best. Now we have Alex and also...
Absolutely. Now we saw John have a much more successful run the second time around because he's tried these obstacles before. Alex a little tangled up on the ring toss, trying to find the best technique. Gives Jack the opening. But it's pretty close now. Jack twisted around.
Oh.
Alex links the dismount. Down
Oh,
he
with a
goes
nasty
into
fall.
Alex's lane. And that's going to give Alex the lead this time. Now you can see the yellow on your screen, folks. That's where the athletes needed a retry. You can only have 2 of those. Both have used 1. Have to make sure that they're as clean as possible coming into this event now. In the remainder of this race, Alex dismounts. 2 obstacles to go, 3 obstacles to go.
Into these cliffhangers. Knowing that he has the upper edge, trying to maybe slow down his movements a bit, trying to, yes, definitely trying to minimize his speed here, trying to preserve his energy, you know? That knowledge that you are ahead can definitely help you mentally.
And it
And
looks
he
like
finishes.
Jack had gone down as well, but it's not going to matter. Alex Fodor keeps his run alive as he survives in the comeback bracket with a clear on the course. And again, we're starting to see more success from our athletes who maybe didn't get the hang of the course right away. Now that they felt out the obstacles a little bit, they're being a lot more successful and a lot faster as well.
Also
We're now
important
going to head
note.
into the adult bracket. The comeback bracket consists of Ethan and Dylan. We'll see which one of them will nab a spot into the top 3. Top 3 in this competition do get points and qualify for the regionals in the New England region. So a lot on the line here. A nice big backswing. And it looks like Dylan's going to get out of there first. Ooh,
definitely the
lands on his knees, has to get up a little bit. But still a great grab. Ethan right behind him, though. Ethan, you can see, has a bit of a reach, too. Perhaps that'll help him on these later obstacles that are so slide and reach heavy.
Yes, in theory it should do that.
It's not going to matter, though, if Dylan's going to keep pulling ahead the way he does. He's going to take one big kip on that TikTok, take another big kip. He's got to reach for that ring. Oh, it's a rope. Oh,
tried to just reach out there as a whole, trying to stop his momentum on the TikTok.
And now, just like that, Ethan is back on even playing field with Dylan. Ethan makes the jump. Dylan misses it. Ethan, who was behind on the first half of the course, is now starting to pull ahead.
Indeed he is. Again, that knowledge that he is ahead, maybe taking a bit of time to readjust on this pipe slider here. As you can see, taking one backswing, ready to dismount. There he goes.
Dylan's making a comeback, though. And it looks like
Timer.
both go down at the same time. And it looks like we've run out of time.
Yeah, that seemed to be the case there. Quite an interesting race that was, you know. Particularly at the beginning, both athletes were kind of fluctuating in terms of who was in first or not. And then it kind of became more obvious for a bit. And then at the pendulum, the TikTok, it took a bit of going. It took a bit to get going, you know, before the result was determined.
Absolutely. And now we're going to head back to the young adult male division. For the winners bracket, we have Lucas Shanamian and Ryan Harsha for the first race, Christian Hart and Nick Young to follow. 2 of them will move on to the next round in the winners bracket. The other 2 will be sent to the comeback bracket to face off against John Sapienza and Alex Fodor. You've got Ryan Harsha on the left. Lucas Shanamian on the right.
2 very experienced ninjas in their own rights. Both making big moves here. Practically tied. Maybe Lucas is maybe 1 step ahead. No, they're not. They are practically even going in here. This is what we came to see, ladies and gentlemen.
It's an incredibly close race right now. Lucas has said that he's only really done races in practice, and so far that practice is paying off. as both of these incredibly talented athletes are neck and neck, linking the dismount, getting right out of there. They're on the home stretch in what is so far the closest race. Ryan with a little trip. It's going to come down to who can get these sky hooks.
So you can generate that swing more. That dismount. Oh!
Oh my goodness, they both fell. They both fell. They're waiting for the reset on the sky hooks, and they have to get up. 27 seconds remaining on the clock for them.
This is shocking for them. And shocking for us as well here in the commentary booth. Lucas going in with one hand.
Lucas going with a one-handed skyhook pop. Ryan cleans it up. He's going to hit the buzzer first, just seconds before Lucas. What a great race.
Incredible, mate. Wow. Probably the most entertaining race we've seen today, purely because of how close it was, you know? Like, there wasn't really any sort of space between them until the end when their retry came into fruition. Like, you can see here, Lucas barely went out of bounds before he hit the buzzer. And with Ryan landing that link at the end, got him that first place. Lucas will then be sent into the comeback bracket, and it'll be between Christian Hart and Nick Yun to see who will be facing them.
Interesting. I think we might have a little glitch on the bracket there.
Yeah, I was gonna
Ryan
say
that should be up there.
Unless they know something we don't.
What a nail biter, though, Billy. Both on the last obstacle, both falling in the same fashion, and then just less than a second apart.
I ain't gonna lie, I'm checking my fingernails right now. They are quite shorter than before, so wow.
And it looks like we're waiting for the course to be reset while Christian Hart and Nick Young are getting warmed up. Very excited to see how these two battle it out. Nick's definitely has the composure. You know, there can be a lot of pressure coming into these head-to-head races, but Nick's seem to go through this pretty smoothly, I would say.
Yeah, either very excited to see how this race goes. Either the course is taking quite a bit to reset, or the race between Lucas and Ryan is being reviewed to see who truly won.
Could potentially be the case. As I was just saying, Nick Young, a very smooth athlete, but you can't count out Christian Hart. Also had a buzzer on the course, had a very smooth run, and I have a feeling that both of these athletes are going to be a lot faster on their second go-around on this course. It could be anybody's game right now.
Exactly, that is the case. That's the great thing about these competitions as well. Experience can be gained from these, you know? Maybe the next Ninja versus Ninja or head-to-head competition, maybe this can definitely help them experience-wise. You know, knowing, like, getting used to how the courses may be set up, going back and forth within these gyms, you know, can definitely play to them in the future.
Absolutely, 100% agree there, Billy. This is a very unique format here. The retries definitely giving the opportunity for close matches, as we've seen in the past few races now. There have been some times where, you know, normally your run would end with this, you know, if it was a flow course or something like that, and the winner would just get a free run on the course for fun, but not with this challenge course, this modified challenge course. No timer freezing, but resets and retries on the obstacles do allow for, you know, a good way to close the gap. And I think we're going to see that really come into play as we get closer and closer to the finals.
Certainly hope we do. I guarantee we will.
And it looks like the leaderboard has been corrected. Ryan Harsha did, in fact, win that by a little. Oh, I feel like that was within a second, Billy. That was an incredibly close buzzer hit. And Ryan Harsha will either be facing Christian Hart or Nick Young. in the next round, while Lucas Shanamian will be facing Alex Fodor in the comeback bracket.
Two very, very good athletes coming in to this next matchup, but two very different athletes in who they are in their everyday life. Christian is a big fan of math and is a chess enthusiast, and Nix is into video games and football or soccer. So
You've
two
got.
very different.
Go right ahead.
Two very different personalities coming in here, but they seem to be going. Ooh. Looks like Christian is barely pulling ahead here. Both making incredibly big swings as both of them. Oh, looks like Nix is getting a bit hung up on those discs there.
That's right, but Christian took a little bit of an extra swing on that pendulum, and that does give Nix the opportunity to pull and close the gap. Also, not a big pull through on the bar from Christian, but Nix is going to pull up. Oh, the bar comes out. Nix is going to have to reset, and Christian Hart is now running away on these last few obstacles. Christian Hart
Potentially wanting. Oop,
lands the skyhook, takes one backswing, and is going on to the next round where he will be racing Ryan Harsha. Nix Young sent to the comeback bracket and will be facing John Sapienza.
You can see Nix still going here, eyeing up those skyhooks. Nice maneuver. Oh, just getting rid of the ring in general. I respect that. One last security swing. The buzzer is hit.
You know what? I like what Nix just did. He ditched the ring. He tried a new strategy to see if he could get to the dismount platform faster. He knows that didn't really count right there, but now he knows that that's a strategy that he can use for the future races in the comeback bracket. And I think that's a really great way to use your resources.
Yeah, it's a great way to use your resources or to just completely bin them off, regardless of what was just displayed there. But regardless, great analytical thinking and such quick analytical thinking as well.
Absolutely. And now we're going to be jumping into the comeback bracket of the young adult division. You can see there Alex Fodor will race Lucas Shanamian, and Nix Young will be racing John Sapienza. Only two of those gentlemen will be moving on to the battle for the Final Four. It'll be very interesting. If you take a look at the bracket, for those who might not be totally familiar with double elimination brackets, you can see there that the winners between the two comeback races will be actually facing each other in the next round, while Ryan and Christian face each other. Then the loser of the race between Ryan and Christian will go into the comeback bracket for a third place race and a chance to come back into the winner's bracket to race for the title. And we're going to see who's going to lock their spot in the Final Four right now, Lucas or Alex. We got Alex on the left, Lucas on the right. Get ready, Billy. This is going to be a big fight.
I am ready for this. You're ready for this. I'm sure the viewers and the people there at Ninja Mania are also ready for this. Here they go.
And now Alex has had some trouble on the ring toss. Manages to get through it in one swing. Misses his hand, though, on the books, and is now just a half second behind Lucas, but is still closing that gap very well.
Looks like they're both... Oh, I was going to say they're both one move apart.
Yeah, but Alex with a slip. And that's going to give Lucas a lot of space to work through the back half of this course.
Space and time to work through here.
You can see Alex just sending so much force into it. Maybe a little too much force, but he really wanted to push the pace there. Lucas, on the other hand, going to dismount, hit the buzzer, and that is going to do it. Lucas Shanamian will remain in the game while it's the end of the road for Alex Fodor.
Quite unfortunate there. It's about that point, halfway through the course, there was a bit of leeway going ahead. As I said, they were only one move apart at the TikTok. If another, it's weird how everything could have gone through though. If Alex was able to pull ahead a bit more, he could have won if there was a couple of those mistakes weren't made. Now the next race against Nix Young and John Sapienza. Two experienced ninjas, as we've seen here. Deep breaths. Off they go.
And interesting, I saw Nix reach for one ring instead of two. Maybe thought he had a skip in mind. Tried to pull ahead, but ended up taking a backswing, and now they are right next to each other. These UFOs, these spinning discs, that's where Nix got caught up last time, and he's spinning around again. John pulling ahead.
Oh, he's very caught up here. He's trying to get the disc to move around. There he goes.
And while Nix is now on the pendulum, he's not out of it yet. But John would really have to mess up like that. Waiting for the reset. He's going to run in, and Nix is now caught up and on the same bar. Nix actually slightly ahead now.
Ooh. Nix taking just a bit longer to dismount there.
Yeah, you can see Nix was shaking out his arms. Might be a little pumped right now. He has had to do this. This is his third go. John pulling forward, links the dismount, and John Sapienza, who lost his first race, has now become the king of the comeback bracket. What a run. You can see there, Nix just didn't figure out those UFOs. And even with a fall on the bar slider right there, John managed to make that comeback, redeemed himself, and will be in the final four up against Lucas Shanamian. And I will say, Lucas has been on point in most of his races. John is not going to be able to make a mistake like that against Lucas. However, if John has a clean, perfect run, this could be a very, very intense battle. But we're going to kick it over to the adult male bracket right now. Tyler Wyman and Nick Lindblom racing. Trying to see who makes it straight into the final two and who will go into the comeback bracket for the third place race. We see Nick with a little bit of a stumble on that balance. Tyler with a quick dismount.
Ooh, spinning around there on that dismount, but then... Oh, nope. Okay. Lots going on here. A couple of retries going around all the way here. Now they're pretty much neck and neck. Oh, a little foot tap there. That won't suffice.
And it looks like Tyler is going to be pulling ahead now. Nick with a foot tap and no retries remaining. I believe that's the end of his run. And you can see it there. They are calling it as Nick ran out of retries. Tyler will be advancing to the final two for a chance to win the head-to-head event for the adult male division, while Nick will be jumping into the comeback bracket.
Interesting choice from Tyler there. When he was at the pipe slider, or when he cleared it, he decided not to go for the rest of the course. That is a very smart decision considering he's so far into this competition, trying to preserve as much energy as possible coming into this.
Absolutely, and we'll see. He's going to get that extra rest while Nick is going to have to race Ethan in the comeback bracket. But now we take it back to the comeback bracket of the young adult male division, where John Sapienza, who's been hanging on by a thread but still providing dominant runs all day, is going to be facing Lucas Shanamian. This is going to be a tough one. Again, this is for who makes it into the top three, Billy. Top three do get qualification spots for the New England Regional. So there's a lot on the line for these two gentlemen, and it could go either way.
Quite the exciting matchup. We've seen what these two are capable of. Now can they put it both to use in a race that matters quite a bit here?
We see Lucas with a bit of a bigger reach, and he pops off first. But John is right next to him, right behind him. It's going to come down to who can link that dismount. Oh,
John
man, these dismounts are everything, Billy.
Aren't they just? You could see there, John just skipping the pendulum as a whole.
Yeah, he really just used that as a stepping stone so he could pop himself over in front. Now, this is where John came out last time. Lucas links the dismount, no need for a backswing, and now they are right next to each other again on the cliffhangers. Lucas very slightly ahead. John takes a little bit of a trip. It's going to come down to who can get through these skyhooks, but John has to redo the second to last obstacle. And the reign of the king of the comeback bracket is over as Lucas Shanamian advances to the third place race. John with a very honorable and very, very well-earned fourth place at this event.
Absolutely mad respect to John, going basically these two going back and forth in terms of who had the lead. But this just goes to show their abilities, you know. Whenever they see that they're just a bit behind, they persevere and they find strategies to try and evolve past them.
Also just goes to show the pressure of racing. John with a flawless run leading up to the second to last obstacle, an obstacle that he was able to speed across in past runs. And that's it. Oh, it looks like Tyler and Nick will be rematching. I do believe that this would be for the title, if I'm not mistaken.
Look to be
You got Tyler on your right, Nick on your left, both making big grabs. Tyler pulling through the books just a little bit faster.
Looking to be
very
about
big
one
static by Tyler. He's not wasting any time.
Looks like they were going to be one move. They're basically neck and neck here. If both of them can make an... Oh. Looks like...
Nick foot tapping on that move once again. That's what ended his run last time. He's got to keep those knees up.
You see Tyler persevering through the pipe slider. Taking a bit more time between obstacles, knowing he has a bit of a lead. Still going through though, because this is for the title. Can't be taking any chances here. Taking nice and cautious approaches to the skyhooks. Using his long reach to get through. Hitting the buzzer. Wow.
A great run from both of our athletes. It was Tyler who just had the momentum throughout the entire race. Able to use his wingspan to really stretch his way through half of these obstacles. Save himself some time and energy. We're now going to take it in to the winner's bracket of the young adult male division, Ryan Harsha and Christian Hart. And Billy, I'm not entirely sure if that was a title race because we didn't see the race between Nick and Ethan in the comeback bracket for third place. So I'm not entirely sure what just happened there.
Me
But
neither. Very true now that you say that.
Still a great race now that we see it. And we're going to kick it right over to see who's going to guarantee jump into the final two. It's either going to be Ryan Harsha or Christian Hart. Ryan on the right side, Christian on the left. Let's see it.
Again, we've seen what these two are capable of. So much experience, quickly evolving. We can see Ryan trying to skip as many things as possible going in here. They're both neck and neck practically. All comes down to how many swings they take on these UFOs. Practically skipping them. Ryan coming in around the world just behind Christian. Oh, completely skipping the TikTok altogether. Now we're actually moving, lads. Come on.
Christian has a bit of ground to cover up, and he doesn't have the momentum that he should have, but he's able to hop that bar immediately to link that dismount. Very smart move. Both of our athletes, it's going to come down to the skyhooks, and it looks like they're both going for major moves, but Ryan Harsha takes a backswing. Who's going to get there first? Ryan just a little bit before Christian took that extra backswing, opened the door for Christian to link his way through. but Ryan managed to pull through at the very last second and hit the buzzer right before his opponent. As you were saying, Billy, this is what it's all about. The back and forth, the different strategies, the skips. Now that these athletes have run the course 3 times, they know what they can and can't afford to skip and miss. It's going to be very exciting to see if these gentlemen rematch in the finals or if Christian Hart will have to face Mr. Lucas Shanamian first. That'll be very fun. And it looks like we are going to go over to the comeback bracket of the adult male division. It's going to be Nick versus Ethan. Ethan's had a bit of a break and one less course run than Nick. So it'll be very interesting to see if Nick will carry that experience and that knowledge of the course, that familiarity, and give himself the edge over Ethan. But on the other hand, Ethan has had a bit more time to rest, and perhaps that energy will lead to a more explosive course run. Who knows?
That is true. The extra rest time can lead to more explosiveness, but is explosiveness what you want in a race course? You know, you have to be very delicate with how you handle things while also moving very fast. You know, can't be going into it too powerful, because if you overshoot something or even if you undershoot something, that can't really end well if no other retries come out of it. Now, here is the race between Nick and Ethan.
Ethan on the left side, Nick on the right. And you are completely right, Billy, with all these sliders, going a little too aggressively could really come back to haunt you. But at the same time, you do have to make sure that those rests are cut out. Nick taking a bit of a rest right now, trying to position himself, and it pays off for him, though.
Indeed, it is Ethan looking to be only a couple moves behind him. Actually, no. Nick coming in, skipping that final disc, moving around the world onto the TikTok. Again, he sees that Ethan's just a bit behind him, taking this moment to rest, take a breather.
Again, we've seen Nick run this course 3 times now. You got to think that he's maybe taking those deep sighs to catch his breath after the long day that he's already had. But he's still pulling forward. Ethan not too far behind him. It's still very much anyone's game. And I think we're going to see Ethan come up on that slider right about now. There he is. Going to grab the pipe. Nick doesn't have as much time to rest as he thinks, but you can see him punching over for a half second. It's a battle of inexperience on the course versus maybe a bit of fatigue right now, Billy. Let's see who can grind it out and pull out the win.
Oh, it looks like, wow. Looks like Nick is losing his grip on some things. That fatigue definitely coming in hot now. Oh, looks like both of them have to stop. Oh.
It looks like we've run out of time on the course, and because Ethan made it to the second to last obstacle and Nick did not, Ethan will actually be advancing to the final 2 against Tyler Wyman.
Very
shocking. You can see there, that's what did it in. Nick just gassed out on that cliffhanger. Ethan pulling ahead.
It's difficult to pinpoint.
This does mean that the finals will be Tyler versus Ethan for the adult division. But who will face Ryan Harsha in the finals of the young adult division? It's going to be either Christian Hart or Lucas Shanamian. Whoo, this is going to be a good one.
Indeed,
both of these gentlemen were defeated by Ryan Harsha. You can imagine that both of them want their redemption, want that rematch in the championship.
It's all about who wants it more, though.
What a crazy event so far. So much
Absolutely.
action.
All this, like, considering what we've seen so far, this gives us exponential hope. Like, so much great anticipation for what else we could see this weekend. Now, the battle for third place against Ryan Harsha, Christian Hart and Lucas Shanamian.
Both of these gentlemen earned qualifying spots for being in the top 3. And now we're going to see who's going to fight for 1 or 2. And it looks like Christian very smooth on the match and go, just a half second ahead of Lucas. but it is far from over. Both linking the dismount, both turning around on that tornado. Who's going to hop through that pendulum first? We've seen Christian move a little slower, and Christian misses the dismount. Lucas bolting ahead.
This is incredible, mate. Obviously, you need to be very careful on this pipe slider. Linking the dismount, Lucas does.
But you can see here, Christian is starting to pull ahead as well. Let's see if Lucas makes a mistake on the skyhooks. Not likely. We've seen him handle this before. Christian trying to close the gap, but it's not going to be enough today. Lucas took that extra backswing to be safe, knowing he had the time. And we will be seeing a rematch of Ryan Harsha and Lucas Shanamian. Great run from both of these gentlemen right here.
You can see Christian barely finishing there before the graphics came onto screen, you know. This is what we came to see, ladies and gentlemen. So many athletes that we just see the story of in this competition, you know, coming together. This is what makes these brackets so cool, man. You just get to see so many people come back and watch more entertaining races at the root of it. It's just cool, mate. I'm telling you.
100% agreed. Now, here's the thing about double elimination brackets. The finals have to be won with 2 wins over the opponent. And so if Tyler Wyman wins this, he will have won 2 races in the winner's bracket in the final round, and he will secure his spot as the champion. But if Ethan pulls off a win, we'll go to 1 final winner-take-all race. But right now, Tyler trying to keep his streak of dominance alive.
Yeah, you can see here, maybe only just a couple moves apart from each other. We can see Tyler going around the world here onto the TikTok. Has time to take maybe a couple extra swings, knowing he has a bit of a lead.
Yeah, you can see Ethan really spinning around right now as Tyler is going to whip himself across that track and get out of there without even locking the bar into that cradle.
Doesn't even seem to be slowing down that much, you know. Keeping it going throughout these sky hooks. Taking these back swings to be safe. Nice decision. Ooh, maybe going a bit diagonal there. Ethan coming in onto the TikToks. With a 1 swing lâché. 1 armed swing, even. Tyler hits the buzzer.
And that is going to do it. Tyler taking away a very dominant win. Still a great run from Ethan, but you could tell Ethan was still maybe trying to feel out the course. This was his 3rd course run versus Tyler's 4th or 5th. It was, you know, the experience really came into play. And, well, just like that, Tyler takes it home. But now we're going to head back over to see if Ryan Harsha can do the same, or if Lucas Shanamian will take back the win in their rematch. This is going to be a very interesting one. Lucas having to fight through the comeback bracket for this moment. Ryan, been on top the whole tournament. Both very familiar with the course. Both know what they can and can't skip. It's now going to come down to who will rise under the pressure.
A redemption story and a winning streak. Which one comes on top? We're going to find out now. Both of them bolting ahead. Ryan with a slight edge going in through those cliffhangers. They're trying to cover as much distance as possible here. Ryan linking everything, skipping as many things as they can, going around the world, maybe 0.3 seconds behind, not taking any swings. Oh, but Lucas gets a bit caught up there. Ryan going into the pipe slider. This is incredible. Oh my goodness.
No! Lucas with a huge grab to the bar, and he was trying so hard to catch up and make a big move against Ryan. And Ryan, with that mistake, was able to pull right ahead. He's going to take 1 final swing, get to the buzzer. Ryan Harsha dominating this event today. But look at Lucas's amazing links right there on that skyhook. He knows that it could be done. What a great run. And you can see Christian Hart shaking their hands as well, a sign of respect for our top 3 male athletes in the young adult division.
Absolutely. The key thing to note with Ryan Harsher is his consistency. Every single race he has done here, he's won. You know, that's just incredible to think on such a hard course with so much going around him. He's just unfazed by it, you know. And Lucas coming out of nowhere, just like barely hanging on each time in order to go on and then face off Ryan Harsher. Incredible turnout. Well done to both of you, mate.
And it looks like that is our complete bracket here. You can see under Ethan's name, it says that he would face the loser of 6 or the loser of race 14, if necessary, in parentheses. Not really necessary, as Ryan and Tyler dominated their respective brackets, walking away with the W. So
Now
that is
here
going to
you
do
can
it for our young adult and adult wave of this head-to-head test event. Be sure to check back in at 2:30 p.m. Eastern for the teen division and 6 p.m. Eastern for the elite division, which will also feature an individual bracket race, just as we saw, but also a team competition for our elite competitors. You're not going to want to miss it. Also, tomorrow the action continues at 9 a.m. with the kids division, 12:30 p.m. with the mature kids division, and 4:30 p.m. with the preteens to round this weekend out. Billy, initial thoughts on this exciting new format?
Mate, I'm speechless. This is exactly what I really, really wanted it to be like, you know. Wow, just what you would expect from great head-to-head racing, you know. This is just quality, you know. Athletes coming in from all over the place, you know. We had a great consistency streak with Ryan Harsher. We had like more fatigue coming in with the adult side of things, you know. Just like so many different sides to things, like so many different variables to take into account for each individual competitor, you know. Incredible. What are your thoughts on it?
I could not be happier with this. I love that the retries of the challenge course allow our athletes to really go for comebacks. We had some very, very close runs because of that. And I'm very optimistic for the future of head-to-head racing in the World Ninja League. This is a great first sign. I can't wait to see what the rest of the divisions have in store for us this weekend. So be sure to tune back in on the World Ninja League YouTube starting at 2:30 p.m. with the teen division.